Nutrition is a tool you can use to manage stress. First, let's be honest, stress is unavoidable. There's no quick fix. It's here to stay. But the good news is that we do have the tools to manage it, and learning about nutrition is empowering. You can gain a lot of control over daily stress with food. Learning about nutrition is important because we deal with it every day. I know that eating potato chips and gummy worms for dinner makes me grumpy, but as a freshman, I just thought food was food. And when you're hungry, you eat until you're full. I was wrong. A better understanding of nutrition gives me control over the highs and lows of stress. I'm less anxious before a test, I can sleep the night before, and eating breakfast gives me a feeling of confidence that I'm fueling my body to succeed. The message here is that I can't avoid stress, but I'm much better at managing it. I thought I knew everything freshman year, and that's when I started learning how to manage stress. School was always easy for me, but a few months into high school, I was completely exhausted and overwhelmed. I had no idea what I was doing. I always thought I ate really well, and that interested me, so I decided to learn more. And the more I found out, the more I learned that I was wrong about nutrition. Understanding three complicated concepts changed my thinking about nutrition. First, I learned about the stress hormone in our brains, cortisol. Small doses keep us motivated and aware, but a constant stream is very harmful. It's chronic stress. Serotonin, on the other hand, is the happiness hormone in our brains. It keeps us optimistic and lets us roll through stressful situations. The goal here is to minimize cortisol and increase serotonin. I always thought that fats were bad. Any kind, any amount was bad. And when I had bread and pasta on my plate, it was bad. I felt guilty, like I was eating junk food if I had fats or carbs. But actually, they're both vital for reducing stress. Fats are necessary for energy storage and our cell membranes. Unsaturated fats lower cholesterol levels. First concept. These healthy fats are vital in a well-rounded diet. Plant-based foods and fish are both primary sources of these fats. Unsaturated fat lowers cortisol in the brain, directly lowering stress. Fish, such as salmon, nuts, avocado, and leafy vegetables, are all great sources of these healthy fats. They directly reduce cortisol. Second concept. The main job of carbohydrates is to provide energy. The brain relies on glucose from these carbs to power the processes that keep us alive. Simple carbohydrates, think white bread, rice, and sugar. They quickly spike and lower blood sugar levels. Think of my freshman year dinner. These oscillating blood sugar levels cause the brain to think that it's hungry again. Processed snack after snack makes the body think that it needs more food after each item is ingested. Candy and chips yells more to your brain, causing more cortisol and less serotonin. Third concept. While it is regularly looked down upon as unhealthy, sugar itself is not unhealthy. It's eating enough to raise and lower blood sugar levels that is unhealthy. Complex carbohydrates are good. Think the sugar in fruit, wheat bread, brown rice. They not only increase serotonin levels and regulate blood sugar, they also reduce cortisol, lowering stress and wild cortisol swings in production. An easy way to get more complex carbohydrates into your diet is by eating fruits, vegetables, and whole grains. Eat less things that come packaged as snack size and never expire. One of the most complicated concepts to understand is protein. For the amino acid tryptophan to cross the blood barrier in your brain, it needs carbohydrates to do this efficiently. Carbohydrates, in turn, need fats to regulate blood sugar levels and provide the body with consistent amounts of energy. Fats, in turn, need protein to reduce inflammation and to keep the whole body feeling full. Proteins, fats, and carbohydrates need each other to reduce stress. It all comes back to balance. So, when I started learning about all of this, I wanted to make some changes in my own diet. I started reaching for the fruit by the door. I started trying new things on the menu. I started adding a few pieces of broccoli next to my pasta. Not because I wanted to look different, but because I wanted to feel different. And I learned that even when I don't have complete control over the food that is in front of me, I can still lower stress. Here are a few foods I eat in a dining hall to reduce my stress. First, I use the toast bar. My go-to is wheat bread with peanut butter and banana. I make huge salads in the salad bar with chicken and tofu that provide me with carbs, healthy fats, protein, and fiber. When I don't necessarily like the lunch, I make a turkey sandwich in the deli bar that provides me with fat, protein, and carbohydrates. Any change, small or big, is great. I just wanted to touch on this because I was always too lazy to get out of my bed to eat breakfast in the morning. Our parents drive us crazy because they worry about us, or at least mine do. But when I tell my mom I've had a healthy breakfast, I swear she chills out a little. Now I know why. Breakfast is often called the most important meal of the day, and for good reason. Breakfast breaks the overnight fasting period. It boosts our energy, concentration, and alertness. It's vital to get enough nutrients and fiber throughout the day. If you're completely starving by lunchtime, you're more likely to make choices counterintuitive to fueling your body correctly. So, when you're running late to class, use the toast bar. Grab some yogurt or chia with fruit. Take advantage of those little sandwiches and burritos. Make sure to get something in the morning. Vitamins are also super important to stress reduction if you don't get enough nutrients in your diet. The B group of vitamins helps with serotonin production. Vitamin C impacts mood and happiness. Vitamin D and zinc both regulate cortisol production. Zinc is commonly used as an antidepressant. Magnesium has its own calming effect. The moral of the story here is that vitamins and minerals are important, and eating enough nutrient-rich foods, fruits, and vegetables will really help you in the long run. But it seems impossible. Like you're gonna have to eat a really complicated menu to get all of these nutrients into your diet. In fact, they're all in the same foods as lean protein, complex carbohydrates, and unsaturated fats. Oh, and sunshine too. Get outside a little. But why us? Why is this important at Catalina? How many of you are stressed regularly? Well, that's because teenage girls are some of the most likely to be stressed. Academic stress, we all agree, is an issue. But social stress is a bigger factor, and that's a well-proven fact. Social encounters, unhealthy relationships, the pressure to fit in and follow beauty standards are all causes of this social stress that can trigger unhealthy eating. Women are also more likely to use comfort food as a stress management tool than men. Just knowing that girls are prone to eat junk food when they're stressed is awareness, and that's a key step in making better choices to lower your stress. Girls aged 12 to 25 and teenagers specifically are the most prone to disordered eating. It's not just about the combination of food on your plate, but also the right amount of food overall. One balanced meal a day is not enough to sustain an active teenage lifestyle, but 5 meals also has its negative effects. So, it's not just about the amount and the combination. These two things work together so that you don't introduce a restrict and binge cycle, which is often triggered by stress. When you're stressed, your body can't tell you if you're full. Think about that. The signals are gone. Stress decreases your appetite suppressant hormone and increases your hunger triggering hormone. Simple biology makes you want to eat Kraft macaroni and cheese when you're stressed. Knowing this is very important, knowing that your body works differently under stress. Instead of implementing rigid rules into a diet, perhaps use more general guidelines consistently. It will help you in the long run. Gentle nutrition and intuitive eating are two models that focus on when and what. Eating when and what feels good to you. These are more sustainable, long-term solutions that all come back to balance, eating what you love, but also keeping your well-being in mind. So, here are a few highlights. I know I just threw a lot of information at you. First, each meal should contain a certain amount of protein, carbohydrates, and fats. Fill your plate with plants and fill it with color. Second, eat something before you go to class. Coffee doesn't count. Some toast, a banana, yogurt, some bacon. Real food will make you feel better. Third, think if your body is stressed or if you're hungry. A ton of stress can completely diminish your appetite, while most stress will increase it. So, when you walk into the dining room next, think about how you feel. No one else knows what's right for you. And finally, aim for less cortisol and more serotonin. But at the end of the day, I'm not telling you to not eat chips and candy. Enjoy them. But when you don't like what's offered for dinner, look at the soups. See if there's a vegetable in the salad bar you like. Grab an apple after you sign in. Eat the chips, I know I do, and lower stress by eating good food too. Thank you.